Hi, everybody. Welcome to New Year's resolutions. Today is January 7th. The number 7 is associated with spirituality. And if you go and study spirituality, you will find many ways in which the number 7 is associated. One of the ways that is coming in mind right now is by angels, archangels. Each archangel has an energy and is associated with a specific day in color. And people that has a strong belief in Jesus Christ or in a specific religion don't believe that angels are that important. And as long as you believe in God, it's okay and it's all what you need. So how do you heal all beliefs? How do you heal beliefs that no longer serve you? And a way of doing that is studying spirituality, studying life purposes, studying who you are, and how are you seen by the higher power? How are you seen by God, by the elements? How aware are they of your existence? And how important is it that you are alive and that you fulfill your purpose when you come into this incarnation? So, a way of which we can start healing our life is examining the beliefs that we have around religion and the religion we were brought in when we were little ones, when we were young, and we were taken to a specific church because that was the religion of our parents, that was the religion of our culture. And how do they behave around those beliefs? How do they behave around the commitments that the specific religion imposed? Which ones did they respect and which ones did they not? What did they teach you around religion? What did they teach you about God? How were they complying to the rules? How were they avoiding the rules? And at what age you realized that they were not following the rules or the commandments or the ways of behaving that a specific religion was ordering to do. Every religion has this set of rules that they want you to follow. And part of it is contributing with money to the specific religion that you are associated with, or helping members of the group in a way. Getting involved in religion also means that you help others. So, why is so important that we analyze our religion? Because many times the way the religion is built on is on a base of control. Religion can be very similar to government because many centuries ago it was a way of controlling people. So one way was the king, the other way was the leader of the religious group, and both of them were competing for the power because both of them can get benefit and money from the population. So has it changed that much in the current years? Um, some of it has changed. Some religions have shown that their behaviors around kids and around community is not something they could be proud of. The more and more these events happen are being revealed. What is happening is that these behaviors have been used by a specific group of community, and they have been used by people in their own families, by people taking advantage of children. And this is not only around religions, as parents, as uncles, as neighbors, is people that sees the ability to abuse children sexually, and they do it. So what are the beliefs that we are told? Is that we are born of duty and we are born in sin, and that part of us being punished is that we need to work. Right? So it's all these beliefs where it's almost it doesn't matter how much you do throughout your life, you're never good enough. You're never clean enough. You're never good enough to go to heaven, because there is always something that you must have done that you could probably go to hell, and you need to repent and come to God. So, what is that causing in our psyche? What is that causing in our heart? And what is that causing in our overall way of living? How do you feel when you commit a sin, or what is so called a sin? And how do you behave around that? How are you trying to hide it? How are you trying to cover it? How do you feel when you commit a crime? And how willing are you to forgive anyone that committed a crime? And how judging are you of sins and crimes that people do? And there are people in our society that have encountered near death experiences. And what they come and talk to you about is a bigger understanding of life, of purposes, of heaven, of love. They come back and tell us that once when you are getting close to getting into heaven, it's unconditional love, regardless of what you did or should have done or could probably done, or maybe a different way that you should have lived. So what they tell us is that there is unconditional love once when we cross over, and there is a song that they sing for you in love, and that there is light and there is no words that are needed, but you can feel a loving energy. So that is probably a small amount of our population who has gone through those experiences and have been able to talk about them, write about them, speak about them, share, and make us probably opening another way of communication with ourselves, within ourselves, with our personal search for meaning. So, what is the personal search for meaning that you are doing? How many books are you reading? And how many books that are not related to making money, making business? And maybe books that are associated to healing your life, to healing yourself, to healing your beliefs, to seeing life with a different lens, to seeing life with compassion, with understanding, with compassion and understanding for others as well as yourself. What are the kind of books that you could possibly be reading that will be helpful? And one of the ways we get introduced to spirituality is when we are injured, when we are unable to move, to work, and there is someone that hands you a book. There is something that you find when you go into a social platform now, but even before that, YouTube, and even before that was peer communication with individuals that were in your life that will recommend you to read a specific book or scripture or a way of studying and a specific aspect of a spirituality. Part of spirituality is numerology and the understanding of our purposes as reincarnating souls. And why are we, on top of being physical, it is spiritual. And once when we explore that ability that we have to connect to the spiritual realm, and to connect with other souls, and to understand what namaste is, which is I see into you. I more than seeing into you is related to the movie Avatar. I see you. I see into your spirit. I see you as a divine being. I see you with love. I see you in the way I can see into me, inside my heart, inside my beliefs. So, a way of healing our lives and healing ourselves is going within, Going within is being able to see what is inside this body, what is inside this brain, and what is inside this heart of mine that I possess, right? So, me, all of my body, my skin, my beliefs, my life experiences in my brain. How does my brain work? How does it think? How does it process events and circumstances in life? What are my beliefs about anything, death, life, relationships? How was I born or raised? And that was my obligation around a specific relationship. What did I thought it was my role as a parent? Or if I wasn't a parent, then what was my role in society? What is it that I was required to do? When you are little and you are around 5, it seems like kind of clear to you what you want to be when you're older. So usually adults ask you, what do you want to be when you are older? Do you remember what was your answer? Was it a doctor, a teacher, an artist? Was it an engineer or architect? Usually engineer and architect are one of those specialties that we mention when we're older, when we understand more of life, when more options are presented, and it's usually probably after high school. But when we are very young, our desire to be someone is simpler. It's more of what we see around us, and sometimes for children can be being by their dad or mom, depends on how they are. Sometimes parents are our kids as superheroes, and they want to be just like them. If the dad is a farmer, then the kid wants to become a farmer. If the mom is a teacher, then probably the girl wants to become a teacher. If the parents are involved in music, probably the son of the daughter wants to become an artist, a musician, a singer. And what is the desire of someone who is in love with dance? What is it inside these kids that dance since a very young age? And you wonder where are they coming from? What were they living? What could possibly be their experiences before coming into this world that they behave like that with such a joy? And since we've been children, we've been behaving in joy. We laugh many times a day. And as we get older and older, the laughs diminish. And our need to laugh and to be connected to joy is one aspect that can possibly heal our lives, heal our soul, our beliefs. And I do have an understanding that the soul is pure, but it's these many layers that we have on top of the soul that need to be peeled like an onion and get to the heart part of the soul that is pure and is loving and is light and is connected to all the abundance, the energy of love, the compassion, the possibilities that could possibly tap into and get a hold of and connect with like-minded individuals and connect to wise personalities that are very in tune with that kind of work. So studying spirituality is a way of changing your life, healing your beliefs. And what happened when you get a diagnosis is an opportunity for you to heal yourself. Once you get a diagnosis and are able to achieve surviving that diagnosis and surviving the diagnosis in an amazing way that the doctors can tell you, how do you do that? I do the same recommendations for other people and they don't seem to follow them. You are the first person that followed everything that I said, or it is a miracle that you went for alternative medicine, and now I can see this kind of results on you. So that is an opportunity to practice what we have learned throughout life. When we get a diagnosis that takes us close to death, like cancer, like AIDS, like one of those sicknesses that don't get you back alive. And recently has been the virus for people. That's what we've been told. That's what is on doctors' reports, right? That it might be true or not, we will find out later. The truths always come around as facts are revealed, as people is able to talk about what is truth. Eventually, one of our highest callings is to talk about the truth for us, the truth that we see, the truth that we experience. So there will be people who is gonna be willing to talk. And how much do we need to wait for those talkings? Many times, people have secrets that they take with them when they cross over, and but many times people is willing to tell you their secrets. And who do they leave behind, and what did they do that they feel they cannot forgive themselves for, that they need to share with someone who is close to them when they're close to leave. What are they saying to you? And if you have a position where you're holding someone's hand before they are dying, what do you feel? What do you tell them before they leave? What that someone needs to hear before they leave this world, and when they are in fear of living? And what do you tell them? How do you feel when someone dies that you love, or when someone that you never met before dies and you have to hold their hand, or you have to witness the change of temperature when they go from warm to cold? How do you feel? And how does that make you feel about yourself, about the people you love, about the people that you have close contact with? How does that make you? Does it make you more compassionate, more understanding? Does it make you see life in a way that people who don't encounter those kind of experiences quite often do? Maybe we see life as simpler. Maybe you see life in a more deep way with a clearer understanding. Maybe life purpose for you is clearer than for most of us that don't have that kind of experience. What kind of respect do you feel for someone that departures? And what is the reason that we pay respect for someone that we know and possibly taught us or behave in a way that was an example for us? So many times the way we make bridges for people and that we make ways and that we open doors is the way we behave, is what we leave behind when we leave, and what people remember about us. So what happens once when you cross over is that there is an energy of forgiveness and compassion, and suddenly even people who are criminals are talked about, like the poor man or the poor lady, or maybe their story of how their childhood was or how they suffer around others, and what is the possible reason why they will have committed those kind of crimes. That sometimes love and compassion redeems, that's all, in the way of behaving, in the way of taking away lives that we care for and lives that were important. I know that when an older person dies, you kind of understand, and it doesn't feel the same way because they had already lived, they have enjoyed life. But what about young people? When you can possibly see your children in them, or little ones, kids that get this kind of sicknesses or surgeries or accidents or mistreatments where they need to die because of it. And what are all these sicknesses that kids are born with that make parents do so many doctor visits? what is all these experiences that makes people be so familiar with hospitals when you don't have sicknesses around you or diagnosis, or you don't deal with older people that is close to die. You are not familiar with hospitals, to where they are, to how they operate. But soon as when you start being in charge of someone who is close to die, it seems like you get this knowledge of how the hospital operates, who is there, how do they behave, what kind of services do they have, and the specialties that they have. And if you were able to go into the hospital and listen to what they're talking about when they were treating you, or when they were scared if you won't make it, you will probably learn something when you talk to medical personnel and they can explain to you what it is. I was doing lashes on a beautiful lady that I have, and she has a roommate coming in. So we were starting to talk with her because I was in there as well, listening to what they were saying. So there is a new lady who's going to be coming to live with her for a few weeks, because she came in into a program that offers people to go to a different city or a state, and they get paid more than they were paid where they were. So it's this program that offers nurses a way of going and living somewhere else. So this lady was coming to live with my client, and who is someone I very much appreciate, and she has helped me in many ways. So going back to our talking, part of what I just told you is what this nurse was telling us, because we were asking her, how does she feel when people dies? Because she says many times people die and their family members are unable to be with them. So I asked her, what does she tell them before dying? Because she was telling us that she holds their hand. And I say, what do you tell someone who is dying? And what do they need to hear before they die? And she said, I tell them that it's okay to live, and that their families are waiting for them. So the families that are waiting for them are the ones that have departure already, possibly their parents, sibling, someone who they love is on the other side, right? So that's what she tells them, that it's okay to live, that they will be reunited with family. And I don't know what your experience is of having someone close to death, but this might be helpful. Videos that we make and interactions that we have with people, and our willingness to share what we just get is valuable, because it's what is needed, right? There is no accidents, and there is no events that happen that are not supposed to happen. So there is no accident, or it's just a coincidence that I was there when they were talking for the first time, because I needed to hear that. I have the ability to communicate because I am a speaker. I teach people, and I do what I can to leave the messages for you to find them anytime in your life that is needed. And when you are attracted to a specific video, teaching, book, belief system, or way of possibly tap into a new experience in your life, then you are attracted to circumstances like this, like a video. So the video I'm doing today is for you. It is for you because you will need this knowledge when you come in close contact with someone who is about to leave. And I know that you have the words, and I know that it's clearer to you now. What do you need to say? How do you need to feel? And what kind of respect these individuals deserve? Because that is the kind of respect you will be given when it's your time to live. We're not going anywhere else, other than arriving, doing our play on words, doing our play in the world, doing our play in all these ways of us interacting with others. I find actors and actresses' lives fascinating because they are able to live many lives when they go into this. Events into these productions of creating another life, on creating a role for them. They get to play many lives as long as they can play a character. And many times they are playing themselves in circumstances that they haven't lived. And they're able to play people who they have seen throughout their life. And they certainly know how to do it because they have an example of a behavior that, as much as you think is something that harms you and hurt your personality, your well-being, you kind of get to get an understanding, and you kind of get to have compassion for them and love. And just when you see yourself in situations like that, probably you understand more of their behaviors, more of their words, more of their ways of being. And ultimately compassion comes around. And if you don't understand as you age the way that they behave, um, compassion will come around, and you will understand what that kind of behavior does to someone's health, to someone's spirit, to someone's soul, to someone's karma, to someone's life experiences when they're close to the end, to someone's experience in how people sees them, in how people remembers them, and how people react to when they are gone. Is someone possibly happy that they're not alive anymore? Is someone really in pain that they are gone? And is someone changing their life because of that absence? Is someone probably changing their ways of being and just behaving around other people? Some people lose it when you cross over. You see people turning into alcoholics, or turning into habits, or maybe dating many people because they cannot deal with the pain. They get so much love behind that they want to give it to another person, and maybe the new person doesn't understand why they are being so loved if they haven't done much, and why they are being so much love without having done that much for that person. Is that this person has so much love that she has or he has no way to give to the person they used to love, because that person is not present anymore. So what is it that happens when you encounter a loving individual? Is that they have the ability to love you unconditionally, and to love you even regardless if you give them anything. If you behave on a way that you will consider you will be loved for that. If you have to give anything that you possess or contributing in a way for them to love you. What is it that we get experiences that people falls in love with us and loves us so quick when you don't even think that you've been doing that much, that you even deserve that love. And what happens when that person takes a distance from you and you don't feel the love anymore? And it seems like it feels good to be with them in their presence, but once when they take a step back, and you don't feel the love as you felt it, it's almost like you're thinking, are they giving that kind of love to someone else? What didn't I do to keep on receiving that? Addiction to love is something that you can get very easily. uh, Being addicted to loving individuals is something you can't avoid. When you are with someone who is very loving and caring, you already know you're gonna get that when you go there. It's almost like going to see your mother, because you know your mother loves you regardless of what kind of son or daughter you are. And when you go and see an individual who is just like that, who has the ability to love you in the same way your mother loved you, is you're gonna need that. It's something very attractive, very pulling. Being close to someone that is able to hug you and love you and make you feel so sweet, so special, and so perfect, and that is able to be with you and doesn't have anything to say about anything that they don't like about your appearance, or doesn't have the need to make you wrong for any reason. It's amazing. I wish you can find a loving individual who can love you as a loving mother, who can see you as God sees you, who can see into you, who can be your namaste, who can be someone that when you hug, you feel connected to a bigger way of love, to a pure understanding that life is worth living, and that life is worth living due to the experiences that it offers. Appreciate life. Life is so precious. You need to be able to heal yourself, and anything that you are dealing with is because you know how to heal yourself. You have learned it. And if you don't know, there are many ways that you will find what you need. One of them is music of high vibration. One of them is being soft. One of them is taking the time to meditate, to pray, to analyze what is inside you. What do you believe? How do you feel about yourself? And what have you learned? What are the memories of pain that you need to heal? And what are the events of love that you could possibly get a hold of and go there as much as you need it? I love you. Thank you for watching.